is Gretchen. My story of the first love of my life continues here on YouTube. Gretchen was the first girl I fell in love with in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, 2994 Kensington. I was 13 and she was 15. I was a small boy. I was not the big guy that I am today. I was shy. And I was always kind of afraid. She was a tomboy. All my friends were afraid of Gretchen because of her temperament. They were terrified of her because she could beat the shit out of anybody. But I was not afraid of Gretchen because I loved her. Even though I was a small boy, all the people in my fifth grade class were terrified of me because I had a bad temper. I was small. I was not that strong. But when I get angry, I would pick up a desk and throw it at someone. I would punch somebody out. I was always being called to the principal's office for losing my temper. I would take it and take it and take it and then lash out at somebody. Gretchen was the same way. When we used to play on our street in Kensington, Gretchen would not show any sign that she was angry at anybody, but by the fourth or fifth time someone would tease her, she would finally lash out and punch someone in the face or throw a baseball bat at someone. And she would get really angry and upset. I will never forget the time that something really bad happened to my friend Gretchen. She was my best friend. We used to chill and hang out on her front porch. Gretchen was a tomboy, but the one time that Gretchen was not strong was when she was having her period. She was very strong. She could climb trees. She could arm wrestle and beat all my friends, but her periods were very hard for her. There was one time that she always would come out and play and hang out. She didn't have any girlfriends. All her friends were my friends, my guy friends. She'd hang out on the street because she was one of the guys. She played baseball. She would race. She would drive my friend's go-kart up and down the road. I'll never forget one time when I used to go to her house. When I first met Gretchen, I was afraid to go to her, knock on her door. But as time went on, I got used to it. Her mother was understanding that I was a little bit shy. I would knock on her door, and Gretchen would come out if she could play and hang out. I was a 13-year-old boy, and she was 15. One time, I knocked on her door, and I asked if Gretchen was there. Usually, Gretchen, when her mother would answer, and Gretchen would come right out in her, wearing her miniskirt or her quiet riot uniform. We'd chill, we'd hang out, we'd smoke a cigarette or whatever. But this time, Gretchen said, "Derek, Gretchen can't come out right now. She's not feeling well, but she would like to talk to you. But whatever Gretchen tells you, don't tell anyone because she's going to be embarrassed about it." I was really worried, so I came inside. I had only been in Gretchen's house a few times. I'd been in her bedroom a few times, but not very often. Sometimes I'd come in her bedroom, her parents were gone, we'd just hang out, we'd have some cigarettes and chill. Because the truth is I lost my virginity to Gretchen in my house, not her house. Well, Gretchen's mom said to me, "Derek, Gretchen wants to talk to you, but she's not feeling well." And she led me into the living room, and she was sitting in front of a TV watching MTV. And she said, and Gretchen looked at it and said, "I'll leave you guys alone together," because Gretchen's mom knew that I really liked Gretchen. I had a crush on her. And Gretchen was sitting on the couch. She didn't look like the tomboy that I once knew. She looked very weak. She looked different. And her mom whispered in my ear, "Derek, Gretchen's having her period. She's not feeling very well today. Please, whatever you do, don't tell anyone this. This is, you're the only guy that's ever come in and talked to her at this time of the month. When Gretchen has her period, it's a very tough time for her. I think that you're a good friend of hers, and I trust that you will never tell anyone this." And I said to her mom, "Don't worry, it's okay." I just knew what to say. I was only a 13-year-old boy. And Gretchen was sitting on the couch. She was not the tomboy, the leader of the posse. When Gretchen was hanging out on the street, she was the ringleader. She always told us, me and my friends, what to do. She was like a tough person. She was like a boy. We all had to obey Gretchen. But this time, Gretchen was not like that. She was sitting on her couch trying to watch a video and holding her stomach, and she was in a lot of pain. And I said, "Gretchen, what's wrong?" And Gretchen said, "Derek, I'm not feeling well today." And she was crying. I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I'm having my period. I'm in so much pain. I can't do anything. I hate it. I hate being a girl. I hate having my period. I hate being a girl. I can't do anything. I don't know what I'm going to do." And she was crying. She said, "So help me God, Derek, if you tell anyone, I'm going to kick your ass." And I knew she meant business. And I said, "Gretchen, it's okay to be a girl. It's okay to be sick. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. I love you. It's okay." And she hugged me and said, "Thanks." And I said, "Should I hang out and talk with you?" We hung out. She hugged me, but she said to me, "Derek, I really don't feel good. I can't talk to you today. I'll be out in a day or two. But I have 2 days every month where I can't do anything. I have to be a girl whether I like it or not. And I hate it. I just hate being a girl. I wish I was a guy. I just can't stand being a girl." And I felt very bad. I said, "Oh, put my arm around Gretchen and I kissed her and I said, you know, it's okay, man. I won't tell anyone. You got my word on that shit. And she kissed me back and said, I know you're for real. I know you're being real with me. So I said to Gretchen, I'll see you when you're feeling better. She said, don't worry, I'll be okay again. It's just that I have to be a girl and I can't stand that. Why did God make me a girl instead of a guy? If I was a guy, I'd never have these problems. So I said goodbye to her. Her mom saw what I was, her mom was in the room and saw what I was saying to Gretchen. She just saw and knew. As I left, her mom, Mrs. Thomas said, Derek, you did a great thing today. You really are a great friend to Gretchen. You really do care about her. I know you do. You're a young kid, but you really cheered Gretchen up. I doubt any other guy would ever say this to her. She hasn't had very many guys that really cared about her. And I said to Gretchen's mom, Gretchen is in so much pain. Can't you give her some medicine or something to make her feel better? I feel so bad for her. I don't like to see her like this. She's my friend. And her mom said, Derek, Gretchen has very difficult times and she's her period. She's only 14 or 15 years old. She can only take 2 aspirins per hour. That's all we can give her. And we've given her the most aspirin we can give her. She just has to get through it. This is just a very hard time for her, and I'm very grateful that you're a good friend to her and you care about her so much. And don't worry, she'll be okay. And I trust that you're a good friend to her. It meant a lot to me. That was a very hard day for me. I felt very sad to see a good friend of mine like Gretchen suffering. Someone that only 2 days ago, only 2 days before this, she was running down the street, playing baseball with us, smiling, laughing, playing her favorite songs on her ghetto blaster, and this day she was a different person. She was a victim to something, to puberty or whatever. She was a victim to just being a girl, and she hated it. She hated having her period. She just hated the fact that she had to, go with the flow. I felt very bad for her, but I knew she'd be okay. And the fact that she trusted me as a friend meant a lot to me. And I never ever told any of my friends that I was in her house and that I saw her, because I knew that I was the only guy friend that she would ever tell this to. She would cry in front of and be real with. She hung out with me and a lot of my male guy friends, but I was the only guy she ever cried in front of, because she knew she could be real with me. And if she cried in front of me, I would never tell anyone. Even if she had never threatened to kick my ass, quote unquote, I would never tell anybody, because I loved Gretchen so much. I would never, ever share any of her secrets with anybody. She was my best friend. We confided each other. She told me how much she hated her Catholic girls' school. And I told Gretchen how much I hated Fairfax Elementary School, how much I hated being picked last in the gym, how much I hated feeling like I was smaller than everybody. We just sat and we chilled with each other. We were real. And I smoked my first cigarette with Gretchen in 1982. She smoked all the time in front of the guys. When guys would piss her off, she would light a cigarette and blow smoke in their faces, because none of my guy friends were smokers. They were all afraid. My guy friends didn't know how to smoke. They were all afraid of cigarettes. One day I was alone with Gretchen, and she handed me a cigarette. She said, Derek, would you like to smoke with me? I said, I don't know how to smoke, Gretchen. I don't know if I can. She said, don't worry about it. Just try it. Don't worry. It's all good. So I wanted to please Gretchen because I loved her so much. I lit up a cigarette. The first time I lit up a cigarette was when I was 13 years old. I thought I could do it, because I loved Gretchen. Well, I lit up, I took a deep breath, and it was like fire going through my lungs. I never had a cigarette. My throat burned, hurt like hell. And I didn't want to disappoint Gretchen, because I knew she liked me. So I held it in as long as I possibly could. But finally, I suddenly started running out to the front of the street. I just didn't want her to know that I was going to whip out. And all of a sudden, I started coughing, coughing. I almost fell down on the ground. I actually did fall down in front of her front lawn. And Gretchen picked me up, and I was crying. And I said, she said, well, Derek, why are you crying? I'm crying. What's wrong? I said, I just can't smoke, Gretchen. I feel like such a wussy. I tried so hard to be a man. And Gretchen patted me in the back, because it was getting near dark. It was 8 o'clock p.m. No one saw it. And I said, don't worry about it, Derek. You did the best you could. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. The more you'll get used to it. Just, next time you have a cigarette with me, it'll be okay. Just chill, it's all good. Do you realize you're the only guy on this whole street that's ever smoked a cigarette with me? I love Gretchen. She may be gone, she may be married today, be gone forever, but she was the first girl I fell in love with. And I will never forget her. We all have someone in our life that we really love. The first girl we fall in love with will always burn in our consciousness forever. And Gretchen was like me. She had the same disability I had. I will never forget Gretchen. And this is why I'm posting my story about where is Gretchen, the first girl I fell in love with, here publicly on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. I want to be a writer, and I want to be an artist. I'm not a handyman. I'm not a painter. I'm an artist. I'm a writer.